What's up, YouTube? This is InStANT PoIsOn, bringing you some Gears of War 3 beta gameplay today. I think the beta ended today? Yeah, yesterday, May 15th, it just ended. I didn't get as much playtime in as I would have liked to. I only got a video or two out of it, and I only reached around level 12, I think. But as far as the beta goes, I think this game, if the real game is going to be anything like the beta, I think this is probably going to be the best Gears of War that we've seen so far. I am a huge Gears of War fan. It's, you know, it's Halo, COD, Gears of War for me, and this game's quickly growing. I find in all the Gears of War games, and especially this one, there's a good balance between player talent and teamwork, and I enjoy a game that has teamwork, good communication. It requires you to actually think and not just run in, guns blazing, and then take out the entire team. I noticed in this game, you do have the ability, if you are a skilled player, you can run into a room and you can challenge people and get kills consistently, and I like that because I think you should be rewarded for being more skilled than other players. But at the same time, you can't run into a room of 4 guys and just take them all on. I find games that give you that ability to be slightly ridiculous, because then you do find that one guy who's just so much better than anybody else, or has learned a little trick or cheat thing to do and just runs through kids like no tomorrow. Games like Call of Duty or even Halo Reach kind of did this a little bit, because they gave people with less skill or less ability to kill other people in respectable ways. They gave them the opportunity to do that, and by that I mean in Call of Duty you could be snuck up on easily from behind or in a weird format, and no matter how great of a player you are, you could still die. I find in this game there are those situations every once in a while, but 99% of the time, if you are a skilled player, you can find yourself working your way around the map pretty consistently, only dying maybe once or twice in the game. But at the same time, if you have teamwork, you can basically run through an entire team and never die. So this game right here, I'm only playing with my one buddy, Gordo Manteca. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. And other than that, we're just playing with randoms. I'm not sure if we have a computer or not. Right here, I probably should have died. If that wasn't a computer right there, I probably would have. Don't really know what I was doing. But so we have pretty little teamwork in this game, but it's not really necessary because, again, these guys aren't quite as skilled yet. It is just a beta, so people will get better. So I'm playing on the map Checkout right now, which is probably my favorite map in the beta. I think it's got a nice spacing, it's got nice close quarters, fast action, good pace to it, and it was the map that I'm most successful on. And I find if you are successful with a gun or a map or anything like that in the game, then you'll probably consider it as being one of your favorites. Other maps that were available in the beta were Thrashball, which is an abandoned arena, which also has a nice, close quarters, good fights in it. It has a Jumbotron in the middle that's suspended in the rafters, and at a certain point in the game, I'm not quite sure when entirely, but you can shoot it down and it will rain death down onto anybody beneath it. So that's pretty cool. I'm all for those interactive environments that Gears of War has. Another map would be Trenches, which is a war-style map. I find has a really good transition between high to low ground. And by that, I mean it's nice to be up ground and you have, or higher ground and have some nice control. You can shoot down on people beneath you and stuff. But at the same time, it's not the be-all, end-all. You can push up, you can gain space, and if you don't choose to, on the opposite side, there are things such as the one-shot, which is new gun to the Gears of War game, which is exactly as it sounds. It has the ability to kill you in one shot, and so that's nice to have on the lower ground. The last map is Old Town, which is probably my least favorite map in the beta. I'm not entirely sure why. I think all the maps are good in so far that we've seen, and that's one of the reasons that I'm liking this game so much. It's nice to have a game that there's no maps that you really want to avoid. But for whatever reason, Old Town seems to be my least favorite, probably just because even though it's not a huge map, I find it kind of difficult to get from place to place. I find there's a lot of fences and things that you can see through and shoot through, but it takes time to run around. And I find myself getting easily flanked or snuck up on by people, and having people spawn in really weird ways. which is another thing I would want to talk about in this game, is things that I would like to improve upon for the final version that comes out in September. One of the things is the spawning issues. Gears of War is different than some games in that it only has 2 real spawns for a team to be placed at, and I'm noticing right now that it's slightly ridiculous how I can be sitting in my own spawn, just coming out, and somebody will spawn right behind me. Right there I was trying to chainsaw that couch thing just to see if it was possible. I guess not. But it's kind of ridiculous that somebody can respawn right beside you, and you really have you're not anticipating anything like that, and you really have no hope, especially when you're facing the other way. And I don't know why, but I'm finding that I forget what team I'm on pretty easily, so I'm assuming that my team will be spawning behind me. I'll be a Locust, and then out comes a COG guy, and I don't even pay attention. I'm just like, okay, that's my teammate spawning behind me, and then he shoots me in the face. So that's unfortunate. Another thing that I really want to see is keep bringing the interactive maps. Maps like Trenches, you know, have the sandstorm that blows through and reduces the visibility, and Thrashball has that jumbotron that can be shot down. But I'm not, as fun as those are, I'd like to see even more than that, even cooler things like, crap, I can't remember the name of that map. Something about a train, where that train came through the middle in the previous Gears of War game. Something like that that has the ability to die and should be timed. I like those just because it kind of creates barriers in the game and strategies, and you can draw people in and things like that. So I'd love to see more interactive maps, which I'm sure they'll bring. Another big deal for me is King of the Hill and Team Deathmatch. I noticed they did. I don't know if they fixed it because I haven't played in the last little bit of the beta, but there was a point where kills in Deathmatch and kills in King of the Hill were giving you the same score. And I find that to be a little bit weird. I think King of the Hill should have reduced score for kills, because if you're going for points strictly and not wins, then it gives people the incentive to not play the objective, which I don't like. If I'm playing King of the Hill, I want to be playing King of the Hill, and I don't want people to be sitting back and wasting their time and just killing as I lose games. So I don't think they should have the same points, because then people just go for the kills because they're easier to get in King of the Hill, and nobody actually plays the objective, which is what it's all about. The last thing that I really would like changed is to reduce the sawed-off shotgun damage. That gun is incredibly strong right now, to the point where if a skilled player has it, you're basically dead if he gets too close to you. And they try to counter it, you know, with the long reload time, and I understand a lot of people argue that. But that only accounts for if he's in a battle with multiple people. If it's a one-on-one situation, then I'm just going to get destroyed. That is a really cool feature right there, how you can run over the wall and kick someone down. I really like that so far. But back to the sawed-off. If it's just a one-on-one situation, he has a sawed-off and I have the Gnasher, I believe it's called. Gnasher shotgun. If he's skilled, I'm probably going to lose that battle most times, unless luckily he misses me, which will happen with most players. But with the skilled ones, it is a really unfair gun. I'd like it to be toned down for the final game, just because I find once people play more and get better with it, it's going to be a really cheap gun that I'm not going to enjoy going up against ever. So that's the end of the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.